Okay. Hi, my name is Barbara Miller, and I get the privilege tonight to share with you a childhood story of mine from when I was younger. And it's a story about a golfing trip that my brother and I went on when we were in our teenage years. I was probably 16, he was 14. And it wasn't the best trip that we ever went on, but it was the very best trip that another gentleman went on. So to paint you a picture of how this golfing trip started, it was probably the hottest day of the year. It was probably pushing 110 in Minnesota with high humidity. So I mean, we were just hot. We only brought one little bottle of water for each of us on what we were thinking, and we're both very fair-skinned, and we didn't bring sunscreen, so we're just doomed to be sunburned. But I remember our first tee off, my brother swung into, his ball all confident, and it just sliced right into the woods. And I just started laughing at him, but it wasn't soon after that he was laughing at me because my ball followed his right into the woods as well. That kind of shows you what kind of golfers we were. We weren't pros at all. But as the day went on, that's kind of how our trip went. All of our balls were flying into the woods, into ponds, and pretty soon we ran out of all our spare balls, and we were actually going into the woods to find other people's balls so we could keep playing. And there was a point, I think we were about to the 8th hole. This was an 18-hole golf course, and I just throw myself down and I have a fit. I'm 16 years old and I'm like, I can't take it anymore, Michael. I'm hot. That Michael's my brother. I'm hot, I'm sunburned, and I'm itchy because I'm pretty sure we got that poison ivy after running into the woods after those balls. And I'm just having a fit. But pretty soon I'm laughing again because if you ever were to meet my brother, he has a way with, just lightening the mood. He was just kind of making fun of me how I looked. Being 16, I was really immature throwing a fit like that. So we actually sat there on the ground together and agreed that we just skip the rest of the golfing trip and go to the last hole. So they hiked the trip over to the 18th hole, and I remember the hole vividly. We were on top of the hill, and it was a very steep hill. You couldn't see the flag from where we were, but you could see the general location of where to hit the ball. And we actually did really good. We didn't throw it in the woods that time. We had our balls going the right direction, and we walked down there, and we get to the green. I believe that's what it's called. And I'm about 3 feet away from teeing in, and I hear this thunk, real close to me. And it scared me, and I look, and there's a ball sitting next to me, and I look at my brother, and I say, whatever happened to people yelling 4? And he just is like, yeah, for real. And I go to take the ball out of anger. I'm about to chuck it in the woods when I hear another ball fall, and that was probably about 20 yards away, not as close this time. But I'm just kind of fuming now, kind of angry. But my brother's like, wait, and he's whispering. And he grabs the ball from me quick. He said, I have a better idea. I'm like, why are you whispering? He takes the ball from me, and he puts it in the hole. And he motions for me to run into the woods with him. So we both do. And we hide behind this tree. As we're back there, I totally understand where my brother's going with this now. And eventually we saw 3 guys walking down the hill. It looked like a grandpa, a dad, and son, and they were probably out on a father-son, good golfing trip on the hottest day of the year. And so the son and the grandpa found their balls, but the dad is still looking around, trying to find his, and he's like, I swear it didn't go in the woods. That was a good hit. He felt like it was a good one, and my brother and I were back there, trying to save ourselves from laughing to, fear of giving us away that we're in there. But all of a sudden, after looking for about 2 minutes for his ball, the son goes up to the hole, and he looks in there, and he's like, Dad, come over here. Grandpa. They go over there, and all 3 of them are looking over this hole. It's just the funniest thing. And he's like, you got to be kidding me. That's my ball. And he just said, I have a hole in one. The dad said, he's so excited and did this funniest little victory dance. I wouldn't recreate it for you, but it was funny. And he picks it up, and then the other 2 are quickly get their balls in the hole, and the atmosphere was just all jolly. And as he's walking, I remember the last thing we heard him say was, man, I'm going to frame this baby and put it in my living room. My brother and I, we waited for a safe amount of time for them to totally be off so they couldn't see us come out. But we come out, we just start laughing. And we like to still think that there's a gentleman out there in Minnesota where the golf trip was that has a ball in his living room framed from a hole-in-one that he had gotten. So as I said, started out that it wasn't the best trip for us. We left there thirsty, hot, itchy, sunburned, but this gentleman got himself a hole-in-one. So I guess the moral of the story, if you ever get a hole-in-one, but you didn't actually see it go in the hole, you probably want to check the woods for some kids that might have put it in there for you.
That's awesome.
Did you get everybody?
I did.
That's gonna make someone sick.
Yeah.
Good job.